Hi, thank you for making this purchase from my Etsy store, Excel Executive. So as I mentioned before, in this video, I will explain it to you to how to use this product. Now, before you do that, I would expect you to read these instructions first so that you have a basic idea on how to use this product in the most effective manner. So the actual product starts from this sheet called labels entry. So you're supposed to do entries in these two tabs, the labels entry tab and the daily to do tab, in which you are supposed to enter your tasks. And then the remaining tabs will give you an overview regarding your tasks. So I will start with the first sheet. So here you're supposed to enter the labels which are applicable in your case. So you can use all of these labels or maybe some of these, and then you can use your own labels here as well. Let's say if office is not here, then I can add office here. Let me do that again. Office here. Maybe capitalize the O, office, like this, and then it will be added here. And let's say you want to delete household, you can select it like this, right click, and then click delete. And then this label will be removed. I'm going to undo both so that I'm back to where we started. So these are the labels that will be available to you as a drop down when you are entering your tasks. So this one is pretty simple. The next one is the daily to do tab. Now, a few things before we start is that the task ID column and the percentage done column, these two are formula driven. So I would request you to do not change anything in these columns, and in all the other columns you are supposed to do your entries. So here I have done some dummy entries just so that you have an idea on how to use this table. So the first one is the task ID, which will be populated automatically. I can do it by showing you by adding one task. So if I write task 11, it will add the ID here. Here you will select the label from the drop down. Now this is the exact label that you created in this sheet, and this will come from this so that you can select your labels here. So let's say this is health, and then you're supposed to select a priority. Let's say it's a medium priority, and then the status. Let's say you haven't started it, and then the due date. So if the due date, let's say if the due date is in past, then it will keep it in this pink color, which shows you that you are supposed to look at these tasks because these are overdue. But if the date is in the future, then it will show you the normal formatting, which is this blue color. So let's say I write something like Feb 15, 2026, and then it will turn it into blue. If this were like in the past, let's say some date in 2025, let's say if I write 1st Jan 2025, it will turn it into pink color if it's in the past and it's not done. So if I change it to done, it will change it to blue again. So these are a few things that you're supposed to keep in mind. Once you have completed the task, you will write the actual completion date. And if you have some additional notes, this is an optional field. You can write those notes here, but this should serve the purpose. So you write the task description here, use the label, set the priority, change the status, and then enter the due date. This will be your deadline date, and this is where you complete, or the actual date on which this task is completed. This will be filled automatically, like I mentioned before. This is formula driven. Okay, so once you have done this, then you can plan your tasks accordingly. So the first one is the weekly planner. So this is for the next 7 days. It includes Saturdays and Sundays. So if a task is coming in the next 7 days, you will see it here so that you can plan your week, so that you don't have to see the whole list. Let's say this has 100 items in it. So in those 100 items, it will show you the tasks which are due in the next 7 days only, so that you can focus on these. Pretty simple. And this is locked. You can change anything here. This will just show you a dynamic view in which you will see the tasks for the next 7 days. The next one is the monthly planner. So this planner will show you the tasks in a very nice view, which is a calendar view. So here you have a few options. You can select the year here, you can select the month here, and it will update the calendar. Let's say this is set for Jan 2026. If I change it to Feb, it will change to February. If you want to go back to 2025, I have added 1 year in the past just to be on the safe side. Or if you want to go into the future, or if you want to use it in the next years as well, you can choose any other year and it will update automatically. So what happens is that these are the deadline dates, these dates on which the task is due. So as you can see, there are some dates for January 2026 and there are some dates for Feb 2026. So I will do that. I will show you there is one in March as well. So what I will do is that I will change this to 2026 first, the year, and then I will change this to, let's say it's in Feb. So you see that on 10th of Feb, I'm supposed to get groceries. You can check it here as well. Get groceries on 10th Feb. Task 9 is on 11th Feb. Yeah, you can see it here. Task 9 is on 11th Feb, and so on and so forth. Now, one thing that I have added for you is that you can also filter it with the status, priority, and the labels as well. So let's say you have a lot of tasks here, and if you want to filter it with status, let's say the ones that are in progress, you can select that. So only task 9 is in progress. You want to see the ones that you haven't started, you can select those. And if you want to see the ones that you have already completed, you click done, and then you will see the done tasks, which is a very nice setup. And if you want to reset it, just hit the delete key and you will be back to normal with all the tasks available. Same goes for the priority. If you only want to see the high priority task, you can click this. If you want to see the one with the medium priority, with the low priority, so on and so forth, you can do that as well. And here you can filter it by label. Let's say the one that are related to finance, you can see them here. Yeah, apparently get groceries is related to finance. Let me just correct it. So get groceries says finance. Let's change it to, let's say, errands. So if I go back here, so again it's gone, and if I select errands here, you will see the get groceries. It's populated. So this is a very nice way in which you get a whole month's view in one go, and you can plan your tasks accordingly. One thing that you have to keep in mind is that for each day, it will only show you the top 5 tasks. If for that day you have more than 5 tasks, it won't show here. It will show a spill error. So my assumption is that if you are doing more than 5 tasks in a day, that is basically not possible. So if you see a spill error somewhere, go back to the daily to do one and then adjust for that day, because it should have at least 5, at the most 5 tasks. If you're doing more than 5 tasks in a single day, that is not possible. So that is like my logic that I'm using. So for each day, you will see only 5 tasks. If there is a 6th task, this will show you a spill error. What you can do is that maybe you can select a status, a priority, or a label, and that it will maybe filter it. But generally, the assumption is that you should only plan at the most 5 tasks for a single day, and hopefully this will work. Next is the Kanban board. This will get populated automatically. So these are your tasks that you haven't started. These are the ones that are in progress, and these are the ones which are completed. So my assumption is that the done will get like really busy after some time, but these three columns can only accommodate 20 tasks per column. So this can accommodate 20 tasks, 20 here and 20 here. So after some time, maybe you might see errors in the done column, which is fine. But here, for these not started and in progress, these should remain under 20. I think if you have more than 20 tasks on your hand, you are not planning properly. So at any point in time, hopefully you should have at least like 10 to 15 tasks that are not started, and again 10 to 15 tasks that are in progress. I think that should be more than enough. Anyways, and this one is a very important one. So all the overdue tasks. So the tasks that you haven't marked done and their deadline date has passed. As you can see that all of these dates are in the past. So these will be shown here. Ideally, this sheet should show no tasks. So none of your tasks should be overdue. So what I would suggest is that you see a task here, it's overdue. You go back to your daily to do one, change the date. If you have done the task, then mark it done, or change the date to a future date. And if this happens again for the same task, then most probably that task is not that important anyways. You can just delete the task. I don't think that I would work on that task anymore. You're supposed to keep your focus when it comes to this product. This product is meant for you to get the tasks done. That is why I have created it in a simplest possible way. So let's say task 4 is due date is 28 December of 2025. Let's go back here. Let's find task 4 and maybe change the date to, let's say in the future, let's say March 15, 26, and you will see that that task is on here. Now task 5, 6, and 7 are overdue. That is how this tab works. And the last one is a very nice, very simple dashboard that gives you all the important information that you can use to manage your task, and it also contains all the historical data. So all the tasks are listed here. Total number of tasks are 10. 3 are in 2025 and 7 are in 2026. And you can drill down by using these buttons. So let's say if I click plus again, you will see the monthly view. So again, in 2025, those 3 are divided into 1 in November, 2 December. Same goes for 2026, 3, 3, and 1. Again, 7. And then if you want to see a weekly view, click plus again. You will see the weekly view. And if you want to see the exact dates, you click plus one more time. So this gives you a very nice view of all the tasks in a timeline view. The next one is the tasks which are divided by the labels. So the health one has 3 tasks, 2, and so on and so forth. This is tasks by the status of not started. And then there are which are not started. You haven't started the tasks, and the deadline has also crossed. These are those tasks. Then you have the ones that are in progress, then the ones that are done, and these are the tasks divided by low, medium, and high. Then you have the slicers. So if you want to filter these graphs, you can use these. So let's say I want to see the tasks only for 2026. I click 2026, and it will filter all of these to 2026. Same for 2025. It goes here. Let's say if I go into 2026, I click plus here. Now I only want to see these 3 tasks in Feb. What I can do is that I can click this drop down, go to months, and the year is already selected. If I select only Feb, it will show only those 3 tasks. These are the 3 tasks. So one is low, one is medium, one is high, so on and so forth. You get the idea. And then if you want to go back to years, you can click this. If you want to reset the filter, you can click this button, and you will be back to normal. Again, if you want to go to the year view, you will click the minus ones again. Same goes for the priority. If you want to see only the higher priority tasks, you click high. If you want to reset, you do this. If you want to see the status, maybe let's say which are not started and the deadline is crossed, you click these, and task 6 and 7. These are the 2 tasks which you haven't started and the deadline has crossed. And then if you want to filter it with these labels, then you can do that. So hopefully this works. I think this is a very good product, and I really hope that it helps you in achieving your goals, in achieving what you are trying to do with your daily to-do. Thank you once again.